I'm made up to be joined by Jordan Martin, who is the founder of Vegan Camp Out, which, if you haven't heard of Vegan Camp Out, is pretty much the biggest camping event, I think, I'm sure you'll tell us so, Jordan, but pretty much anywhere, certainly in the UK. So today, we're just going to be talking a little bit about some of the vegan events, vegan community. So, Jordan, thanks for coming on to the Why Go Vegan 30-Day Challenge. So tell us a little bit about Vegan Camp Out. What is it? What's happening this year, for example?
Yeah, so as you mentioned, Vegan Camp Out is like the world's biggest kind of vegan camping festival, like an actual music festival, the same format, 3-4 days, camping, parties, DJ sets, live music, but obviously all just revolves around veganism. So, there's lots of talks on veganism. Obviously, all of the artists are vegan. We, obviously, the team who put it on are all vegan. And I guess most importantly, all of the food, all of the stalls there is all vegan. So yeah, it's like a music festival, but completely vegan. This year is being held on the last weekend of August in Hertfordshire. People come from all around the UK, all around the world even. And yeah, there's, like I say, amazing food, amazing talks, comedy, karaoke, DJ sets. This year we've got a new area that has 39 different genre DJ sets. So we're calling it like the most varied genre DJ area of any event in the UK because it literally has everything. So yeah, if you want to come to relax, there's meditation, yoga, hot tubs, sauna. If you want to come to party, there's partying. If you want to come to learn more about activism and how to get involved more in the vegan community, there's something for everyone, really. So, yeah.
Oh, remarkable. Yes, it is quite an amazing festival. Somebody who's been going to festivals all of my adult life, so spanning sort of 5-6 decades now. And it really has got that. It's a remarkable event. I think it's fair to say at Vegan Camp Out, you've got the most collection of vegan street food anywhere in the world. Is that right?
Yeah, certainly in the UK, probably Europe, there's probably 1 or 2 events in America that have had more than us. So yeah, certainly up there. I think even as a food festival, I think we're in maybe the 3rd or 4th largest food festival in the UK, which is pretty crazy. Wow. So yeah, a lot of food. We've had 55, 56 food vendors the last few years. This year is downsized slightly, so we've got about 45, 46, but it's still, massive. So
there really is a place, and it is a place too that is not just for vegans. It really welcomes people who are not yet vegan, who are transitioning. And of course, a lot of people who've been listening to our interview here and doing our 30-day challenge.
Yeah, for sure. And that's definitely something we've always tried to do. Yourself, Tim, certain events or organizations, kind of stick to one thing, or there's different kind of vegan perspectives and they stick to that one, but we try and make Vegan Camp Out that's not our personal opinions on things, and it has such a wide array of different perspectives, different backgrounds, different there's people there that they're plant-based, but they're not necessarily their life is more about cooking and that kind of thing. And then you'll have your activists who are hardcore abolitionist activists. Like it's such a wide array, and not everything's for everyone. Like different perspectives are gonna work better for certain people. And so that is something we think about, of not making it like this exact kind of political mindset or background mindset or career. We like to make it.
No, it works on that level. It is a really good platform. We've got like hundreds of vegan events, markets going on up and down the country. How important are they, do you think, to the vegan community?
Oh yeah, so important. And I think they're even more important that people attend and support them these days, because Tim, and this applies to every vegan event, big or small, market, festival. It's becoming increasingly harder these days to stay afloat. I think last year had more events and festivals closed down in the UK than any year before. So it's even more important that we support them now. But yeah, they're such an important part of, you know, any movement, any culture, and that's the same for veganism as well. And I think sometimes maybe some people forget how important they are, because events like Vegan Camp Out, Veg Fest, all the different markets that happen, as you say, up and down the country, are often some of the first places vegans, or, you know, to become vegans, actually visit. I know me and many of my friends, Veg Fest were like the first vegan events we ever kind of came to. And that was, you know, back in 2015, 2016, like such a eye-opening experience to meet other vegans, to see how much different food is available. And obviously since then, that's just, you know, skyrocketed thanks to events like yours and all the others as well. So yeah, they're very important.
They really are, like, there's a real fabric there. I mean, one of the things that strikes me about all these events, and mention how amazing some of the people are in and amongst it, is if you come to these events, you know, you can kind of find your tribe within the vegan community. Well, what got you into going vegan and why?
Yeah, so I went veggie first, as I guess a lot of people do, in 2013. That was just from, you know, yeah, seeing a few videos and things that friends had sent me, you know, just kind of, you know, cliche footage of, you know, stuff that happens on factory farms and whatnot. Definitely took me a few more years then to actually properly, you know, I already kind of wasn't buying dairy milk and stuff, but, you know, I was still buying cookies or ice cream or stuff that has milk in. So yeah, it took me a few years. Then 2015, me and my sister both together said, okay, you know, I can't actually remember the date, but I think it was like August the 1st or something. We were like, okay, August the 1st, let's call that the date, which obviously is coming up to 10 years exactly in 2 months' time. So in fact, I think it was like August the 30th or something. So we'll actually be at Camp Out on our 10-year vegan anniversary, which is cool. So yeah, that's kind of how it happened with me. And then yeah, 6 months later, I started Vegan Camp Out. So it was a very quick like thing of, okay, you know, but I didn't start it, you know, I've told you this before, like I didn't start it from I want to start a vegan festival or event and make it this thing. It just kind of accidentally happened that we rented a field for me and a load of our friends online to come and literally, you know, party in a field for the night. And then the next day I went home, you know, kind of got my business hat on. I was like, okay, if I do this again next year and we get 2,000 people and we charge this much per ticket, and then from there it actually started to become something. But yeah, it was very organic in that sense. It wasn't so like all over them years, 2013, 2014, 2015, it was just this gradual kind of thing. And you know, a lot of people do it that way. And you know, I think we would agree on this. It's like if you find it too daunting from what certain people might say, that you have to do everything in one go, for some people that might make them think, well, I'm not going to be able to do that, you know. So I think as long as everyone is moving towards that goal of becoming a more ethical person on the planet, you know, and that applies to everything, you know, animals, sure, you know, what we do to help humans and helping, you know, different issues with that around the world, becoming more eco-friendly. Like I see veganism as part of just being a better person in general, rather than just that label of like you're either vegan or you're not. It's just like, yeah, I see it as a tool to be better for animals, be a better person to humans, be a better person to the planet. So yeah.
Oh, brilliant. That's very much the why go vegan ethos, sort of holistic veganism approach, really. And
Yes.
also that sort of sums up, you know, basically virtue ethics, about basically presenting the best version of yourself and using all of these many facets. And that's partly what this challenge has been hoping to explain to people, is the many, many facets of going vegan, how interesting it is as a philosophy. That's been a really good interview. Appreciate that. And we will see you at the Vegan Camp Out. If anybody wants to find out more about that, you can find that Vegan Camp Out. Make sure that's in the further reading for the day. Brilliant. Thank you.
Cool. Thanks, Tim.